r/ask Reddit. The year is 2919. The Renaissance Fair of that time period is the Millennium Fair, celebrating the cultures and activities of the early 2000s. What events, activities, booths, and attire are present? Instead of jousting, there will probably be basketball or football being played in the center arena. Judging by our current Renaissance Fair historical accuracy, I assume boys will have Mad Max villain hairstyle, Templar robes, Colt Navy ray gun, Henry VIII style crotch piece and flip-flops. Girls will have conical wizard hats with moon and stars on it, pink Thorb with steampunk bra on the top of it, jester shoes and a parrot on the shoulder. Probably Chewbacca crossbow blaster as well on the back. So, in short, normal hipster stuff. A guy in a huge Bonzi Buddy costume. A booth where you can get mugged by someone wearing a Burberry cap and Kappa tracksuit. I picture something from Futurama. When Fry goes to the moon and sees their interpretation of the moon landing. I think there'd be rotary phones with tiny screens with apps on them. Big, massive greasy cheeseburgers deep fried in soda. There would be stuff to lambaste our culture too. Like pollution demonstrations, authentic cow slaughterings, and primitive surgical reenactments. Men would wear suits and ties. A fashion statement that was 800 years dead. And the music would be Elvis, gangster rap, and some fiddle songs meant to showcase rural living. Girls walking around in platform sandals and Converse, crop tops, wearing low-rise jeans with their thongs on display with butterfly clips in her hair, while their boyfriends are wearing Junko jeans, Vans or Nike with the wallet chains on the end, stringy or braided hair. The games are based on old cartoons or TV shows like Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ren and Stimpy, Papa John's Pizza's Catering, along with McDonald's and Burger King. The main prize is to win a beeper or pager. The music playing is non-stop Nirvana, Wu-Tang, and Green Day. Chrono Trigger cosplay. The man at the entrance is dressed like a pilgrim. Just like Rem Fair today. Jet's thou jiggy with it? He yells at passers-by. Britney's breakdown booth, haute couture time period hairstylings. You know how Ren fairs have demonstrations of weaponry, activities, etc. Demos would include, but not be limited to, arguing on the internet, taking a good selfie picture of your food, firing semi-automatic weapons, playing primitive video games while shouting slurs over mic, and memes. There'd be one of those massive indoor chilled areas, like that indoor ski slope in Dubai, so that people can experience what winter was like. Hilariously inaccurate and anachronistic things. Just like modern Ren fairs. People will be wearing Google Glass style personal computers, but riding around in cars that look like the Ford Model T. People will be constantly saying what's up and totally in contexts that don't make sense. Everyone is wearing a suit jacket and necktie. Everyone is playing some weird combination of soccer and American football. Because they didn't realize that they were supposed to be two different sports. Everyone is eating hamburgers, made of beef, and cheeseburgers, made of cheese. Instead of a king and queen walking around, there's a president and a prime minister and they're married to each other. Signs are written in emoji. Well, none. Everyone died 700 years ago. Every girl looks like Britney Spears from the early 2000s and it takes place in an old mall. It has all the popular clothes from the early 2000s. Aeropostales, Hollister, Abercrombie and Fitch, and a small booth for Hot Topic. Events of this old school convention include playing on Nintendo DS Elites, PSPs, and GameCubes while also experiencing free mobile games. For entertainment, there's a section of just old school Macs that constantly play YouTube videos. For food, we have the best of old school New York and Chicago style pizza. And please vote on which style you like better for your chance to win a cardboard cutout of Billy Ray Cyrus. Admission is $2,000 into Galactic Bronze credits. Brick cell phone fights. Acid washed jeans and chain wallets. Lady. Millennium Fair is just a facade. It's acutely the start of an epic quest across time for the fate of the future and present. Good luck, Chrono. Everyone acts sick because they will laugh at our healthcare system. The wenches would be in slutty Halloween costumes from various decades or pop culture references. Lots of denim. And people wearing suits and looking like they are on the runway at the Oscars or Emmys. Everybody carrying guns. They would look to our books, art, and pop culture and then base history on that. You'd have some World War II soldiers, some comic book characters, astronauts, so primitive, and Japanese anime looking people in the mix. Tons of really realistic looking temporary tattoos, probably applied using some weird light tech or skin implants. The food court would have pizza, hamburgers, turkey dinners, and lots of dishes featuring stuff that would seem to be meat or fish but is actually some sort of non-animal product simulation. Not necessarily out of some moral reason, but simply because they have way more efficient and simple ways of feeding themselves high quality nutrition without real meat. Games would probably be something resembling poker. Historical board games like Monopoly. The currency was made out of paper. And video games on actual screens in 2D. You could stand in line for a photo with the Queen, the President, or Michael Jackson. Instead of helmets and wigs for visitors, there's a booth where they may frost eye tips. The selfie booth, where they have an ancient iPhone ready to take any early 21st century photo. The Big Lebowski area, with people playing bowling, drinking White Russians, and discussing stuff. Rugs. Lots of rugs and carpets. Clippy cosplayers. There will be large mock battles fought between the rockers and the rappers armed with everything from baseball bats to blank firing machine guns. Pokemon and magic card battles. Pop punk and nu metal bands galore all topped off with skateboarding competitions. Sign me up. There most definitely will be the nipple that was seen around the world booth. It'll focus exclusively on Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake at the Super Bowl. Nice try, time traveler. A show explaining how stupid we all are. Lots of planking and dabbing. People get to play the Star Citizen beta, with Squadron 42 right around the corner. Or at least that's what the eye of Chris Roberts promises. Well, of course, World War II reenactment. Meaning, people in Viking clothes shooting muskets at redcoats with longbows later. Pirates arrive with 22nd century laser tanks. There will be a Nazi themed daycare. Though, it is essentially as much off as King Arthur, possibly 5th 6th century Anglo-Roman, in full plate armor, 15th 16th century. Foods shaped to look like they came from animals or plants. Corn dogs are probably underrepresented. Well, since it's the Millennium Fair, you'll run into a princess, travel through time to the Middle Ages, team up with an inventor and a frog to save a queen, and by extension, the princess, travel back to the present, be put on trial, have all the verdicts be not guilty, be sent to be executed, stage a prison escape, beat up a dragon tank, escape with the princess and inventor, and travel to the future. Also, you learn that a giant space parasite destroyed the planet in 1999 AD. Did I miss anything? Is there any chance of fighting a robot for silver points? You beat up a robot named Gato. Border cages. And ye olde vaping shop. A deep freeing booth, where you can bring any food and or other friable objects to be baptized the old way. Bet this post is gonna be in hot. Einstein disco dancing with Hammurabi. Aliens. I'd probably agree to try out my homegirl's new invention and accidentally get sent back in time. If it's as historically accurate as most Ren fairs. Blacksmithing. Retro style hover boots from the early 2100s. And everyone's challenging each other to knife fights. I'm assuming that the people of 2919 will have no idea what was culturally relevant in the early 2000s. So I'm imagining zeppelins and hoverboards. People dressed as Batman will reenact the assassination of Lincoln and everyone will clap because they'll have no idea who Lincoln even was. Every t-shirt on sale will have flames on it. Unironically. Millennium Fair. Bout to find me a blonde chick with a funky pendant. Frosted Tips painting booth. I'm sure the bodices at today's Renaissance Festival are slightly exaggerated from what was worn in ye olde days. At the very least, I'm sure they weren't as full back then. It'd be cool to see how they exaggerate yoga pants. Let's Disco Dance. Hammurabi. It will be held at a Walmart. Women will wear juicy pants with Ugg boots. Men will have neckbeards and fedoras. They will serve pumpkin spice lattes and kale. What is this thing you call a booth? Bottle flip. These iconic Jean outfits worn by Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake 18 years ago. In a glass display case. Immortalized in all their horrible early 2000s glory. People are not allowed to talk to each other. They must use instant messaging through smartphones. Tide Pod gumball machines. Got some Dance Revolution set up in the corner. Some kind of game where the object is to beat the Millennium Bug. https://i.itmg.com/vi/tygx6ysLQ1k/maxrisdefault.jpg. All the girls are wearing their lowest low-rise jeans and chunky sandals with butterfly clips in their hair. Everyone just walks around while playing mobile games. The Queen Elizabeth II will still lead the ceremony. Policemen going around arresting people for smoking weed. Which in 2919 is ridiculous since marijuana has been legal since 2020. Video games you only play with your hands. There's gotta be a Gamma Cube booth. If Earth and humanity still exist by then. Probably combustion engine cars. Everything to do with petroleum and other fossil fuels, which will already have been completely used up 50, oil, to 300, coal, years from now. Oh. And of course our, by then considered, ancient technology and paper. Can't be a proper 2000s fair without a scholastic book for 4 different video game systems playing Chrono Trigger. There is a 20-meter replica of the Twin Towers with flames coming out of the windows. The flames are powered by propane. Of course. And the propane salesman is trying to sell his services to the president of the Millennium Pleasure Fair before the 13 Fuels gets there first. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for daily awesome videos. Feel free to like the video if you love it, and comment down below for suggestions on the next video.